Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Assalamu alaikum if you're Muslim. Actually, even if you're not Muslim, peace and blessings to you. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Sophia, and if this is your very first time here, I welcome you. Thank you for your time, and for returning subscribers, thank you too. So today's video is how to prepare for Ramadan. Actually, let me say how I prepare for Ramadan, because if I say how to prepare, it might come off as like I know a lot, but I am just a very imperfect human being. So I am not a pro at anything, truly. I'm only sharing how I am preparing for Ramadan this year. And this is something I did last year too. So I saw so many benefits from it, and I just wanted to share for anyone who's interested. And in the past, I want to say that I didn't always do this. That say Ramadan was in like 2 days. That's when like I started preparing, but I don't think that time was enough. I think it's something that you like. I've been on a countdown since like December of thinking like, man, Ramadan is in March, and then in Jan I'm like, oh my God, like there's just a better mental preparation now compared to then, and it definitely helps how the month goes by when it comes. In the past, I felt like time always went by so fast in Ramadan, and that's because I didn't fully prepare for it. You know, kind of like when you have a trip coming up in the future, when you prepare and you say that I want to go here, I want to visit this, I want to see this, you have a better trip when you go rather than when you just go to the place and then start figuring things out when you're already there. You might not even have the correct outfits, you might not even have the right amount of resources that you need, but if you had prepared, then you would come prepared, right? So this is how I'm seeing this video. But anyway, let's get into it. So I'd say the first thing that I'm doing to prepare for Ramadan is to prepare my mind and my mindset, because Ramadan is very much a mindset. And I think that's how other people always wonder how we do it. How do you spend the whole day without eating, not even water, you know? Because our mindsets are already there. Like, this is not about the body. You control your body through your mind, and preparing your mind by, feeding it great information. And that's like from the things you're listening to right now that are preparing you for the month, like preachings and let's say even podcasts. You get your favorite preacher, and I'm so happy that these days they have podcasts and they have YouTube channels where you can go and listen to more of what they're saying. Preparing your mind through just listening to the Quran and reading it, and doing more supplications and more sunnahs than you would have before. Like, just preparing your mind and your body for Ramadan. That way when it comes, you're not overwhelming your mind and your body doing all these things that you have not been doing, and it's even hard to keep up because your mind is not ready for all of that. You're overwhelming yourself. So I think starting like I've been doing this since January, just preparing my mind and fasting Monday and Thursday, even adding an extra day if I want, just to prepare myself for when Ramadan comes, that my body's not in shock. Another thing is in the preparation of your mind is just being silent. And if you meditate, that's a great way. If you like when you're reading your Quran, because I started this last year, to read the translations as well. If you don't know Arabic that well, like if you only know the little basic stuff, which is me. So what I do is in the morning I have a specific time that after I finish praying, I read the Quran, but the part that I read, I make sure I read its translation, because I also have a Quran in English. That way I know exactly what I just read, and that gives me better understanding. It deepens my connection with God, and I think doing that now will prepare you when the month comes. Like, it just gets your body ready, you know? Because when we do this all, like, say tomorrow is when Ramadan starts, and then tomorrow you start all these things, your body, it really is overwhelmed, and it's like, what is going on? What is going on? Like, it's in shock. And that's how we end up feeling so drained during Ramadan, because you didn't warm up, you know, like when you go into the gym, you warm up. So another thing is preparing your body. Like I already said, like fasting, the when you can, like if you can do Monday and Thursdays, and even adding in extra if you want. If you haven't finished repaying your days, for us women, you can do that now as you wait. That way your body is not in so much shock. I know I'm saying that a lot, but it really happens. Waking up at night is another way to train your body. Like because here in the United States, that most times Fajr is at, like, during Ramadan, it comes at, well, every year is different, but I think this year it might be like at 5:15. Not 5:15. I'm thinking, no, because yeah, right now Fajr, I think it's at 5:50. No, 5:45 or 5:46. Yeah, I think it's gonna be at 5:15 actually. Like, it's gonna be at that. So if you're waking up and by 5:15 you've already had your suhoor, like that means you're not gonna sleep that much, you know. So now if you're training your body and you're waking up to pray, you know, that means you're gonna wake up at like 4:30 or at 4:15 if you want to pray longer. Train it right now. If you're the kind of person who wants to wake up in Ramadan every night, start waking up right now. You know, don't wait all the way till Ramadan and then, you know, overwhelm yourself and end up oversleeping, and then when the month ends, you're regretting and you're like, man, I didn't use the month properly. You know, come on. This year is gonna be different, okay? And it starts with all this preparation that I'm talking about. What else? Yeah, reading the Quran more. Incorporate reading so for me last year, I set up that, like, after Ramadan, I was like, after Fajr, I have to read it. I have to read the Quran and have to read the translations. That's something I set for myself. Now this year, I want to increase that, of adding another time. Like, say maybe I have more time after Maghrib, like while I wait for Isha, to read the Quran as I wait, and also read the translations. Like, just add little things. And I think, is this a hadith? Actually, no, let me not quote what I'm not sure of, but I know that Allah loves us when we do tiny things but consistently. Whatever you consider tiny. Like, you don't have to finish the entire Quran if you're already struggling with doing it now. How about you focus more on the tiny things and make them consistent? That's what I focused on. Like, you read whatever part of the Quran that you can read, but make it consistent. I think that is a great way to build that muscle to finishing the Quran eventually. I'm not saying don't finish it, but I'm saying start small, you know? Yeah. So read the Quran more. That way in Ramadan you can read it even more, you know? All right. Another thing is reflecting. Reflect on what, like last year, what did you want to do that you didn't do in last year's Ramadan? Like, you could write these things down. Like, last year I really wanted to get up, but I didn't. What can I do this year to get up more? Do I need more time? Do I need more resources? Do I need an accountability partner? Whatever it is, just reflect. Another question to reflect on is, what did you do last year that you want to do again? Because I'm sure you got something right, if you're not being too critical of yourself. What did you do last year that you want to do again? Like, maybe you attended all your Tarawih prayers and you want to do that again. whatever it is, like what did you do that you want to do again? Because yeah, consistency is great. What do you want to increase? Say last year you didn't finish the Quran. Like what do you want to increase this year? Like instead of however many surahs you read, you want to add one more. You know, me, I'm big on the tiny steps, you know, as long as they're consistent, like I said. Yeah, what do you want to increase this year? And also, I would say to write down what what you want to ask Allah during the month of Ramadan. Like write everything down. What do I want? What do I want to get out of this month? Like how do I want to feel after this month is done? How different do I want to be after this month is done? If you're a kind of person who wants to be completely different after the month, like and change your ways, write all that down. And during Ramadan, every day, ask for it. When you're breaking your fast, ask Allah for it. Ask and you'll get it. I promise you that. But if you're not preparing right now, you're gonna forget all your du'as when the time comes, because you know Ramadan, it goes by so fast, man. So yeah, write down everything that you want, everything that you want to pray in the middle of the night for. Write it down right now, and you're gonna see that list growing. But as you make that list, at some point it's gonna be on your tongue. It comes so easily for you to ask, then from your tongue to your heart, that you just consistently ask and you will get it. That way you don't forget anything, you know? Another thing to reflect on is to ask yourself, what stopped you from doing those things that you wanted to do last year? Like, if say you wanted to go to the masjid more, but you were not able to, what stopped you? Did you not have enough time? Did you not have enough resources? Did you not have a friend to go with? All these things, what stopped you? Is that something that you can change this year? Maybe you want to ask Allah right now to give you those things, to give you more resources, to give you more money to provide maybe for your family, to give you more time for Him. If you're so busy, you have work, you have school, whatever it is, what do you what stopped you from doing some things last year? Was it your mindset? Was your mindset not ready? Maybe you want to work on that right now. Were you procrastinating too much, thinking you have time, and then before you know it's the last 10 days, and then the last 10 days disappear, and then you know you're feeling all this regret? What is it? You know, a lot of reflection is so important. Another thing to reflect on is yeah, what would you like to feel after this month? I think I already said that. What do you want to feel when the month is done? How do you want to feel? You want to feel, for me, I want to feel like I really used my time during the month. Like I did not take any day for granted. Like I did my very best every day. And some days you really need to, especially if you're working, because I was really tired last year, but I had given that month of, this month I'm okay with being tired. I'll be sleep deprived. So I would like to feel less tired. And because of that, that's why I'm preparing a lot this year, getting my body ready, working out, not sleeping too much. I'm not a person who sleeps that much, but I definitely love to get my 7 hours. But in Ramadan, I'm always like, nah. I might not even get 5 or 6. Because if we're waking up early and you don't want to sleep again after Fajr, you know, yeah. But are you willing to sacrifice that though? Like, are you willing to feel a bit tired? Are you willing to sacrifice something, you know? Because some days you really have to work and you have to fast, and then you want to go to the masjid for tarawih. Like, you want to do all these things, but they do require some sacrifice, you know, because we're all very busy. But trust me, if Allah is seeing that you're really doing your best, He's gonna reward you accordingly. Don't punish yourself for the things that you didn't do. Yeah. I want to feel also that I gave it my best, you know. I want to feel like Ramadan didn't fly by so fast. I really want to feel that. Another question to ask is, what do you want? Because remember, Ramadan, we ask for everything that we want for the new year. What do you want to ask Him? what do you want? You know, do you want him to give you more time on this world? Are there things that you haven't done, you want to give him more time? You know, because we know, at least we know, one of us knows someone who is not making it this Ramadan, but they were here last Ramadan. So do you want to ask him to give you another Ramadan, to make it to another one? Whatever it is, what do you want to ask Allah? Like, write these things down. Don't just be thinking about them. No. Write it down. What do you want? What do you want to accomplish in the next year? What do you want him to give you? And I think that will make your du'as more sincere, because they'll be coming from the heart. And why do you want these things? How will these things that you're asking for get you closer to him? Like, do they only benefit you in this dunya, or do they benefit you even in the hereafter? These are all questions to ask. And the next thing is to deepen what you're doing now. How do I explain this? Like when, you know how they say, like, when you're supplicating subhanallah, alhamdulillah, la ilaha illallah, allahu akbar, sometimes, you know, like when you're going through life, you're like this, like going so fast. Like, deepen it. Like, when you're on your finger, you say subhanallah, alhamdulillah, like you feel it. You feel what you're saying. Don't just do when your heart is not connected. Come on. Like, you feel it. Deepen what you're doing now. Don't focus so much on finishing things, but your heart is not in it. Get your heart in it, in the small acts, you know. Get your heart in it. And that's where I was saying, like, when I wanted to read the Quran and be more connected to it, that's why I was like, I need to know what I'm reading. If I'm reading 10 ayahs only, I want to know what these ayahs translate to, you know. And that deepens what you're doing. And even when you're praying, don't be so focused on praying so many sunnahs and you're rushing. Like, are you really feeling what you're saying? Like, when you're asking you know, for Allah to keep you on the straight path, ihdina surat al-mustaqim, like, are you just going through that, or are you asking, like, please keep me on the straight path? That's what I'm talking about. Like, deepen what you're doing now, your prayers, your supplications. And I think the last thing that I'll do to prepare, is just to clear your schedule for the future, for Ramadan, if you can. Like, take out all the things that you don't really need to be doing for the month. Order your Eid outfits right now, or if you want to wait for the sales, you can do that, but you don't be mad when your outfit is late. So order your outfits, that way you're not, you know, tense during the month. Clear your schedule and ask Allah to give you everything that's gonna ease everything for you during the month, you know. Like, ask for that ease. You like, yeah, Allah, give me the time, give me the resources for us to break our fasts, give us the heart to give more. Like, if you want to make more sadaqah, do that right now. Start right now and give even more. Don't wait for Ramadan, because, you know, our what we give multiplies. Start right now and give what you have right now, because you never know, you might not even make it to the month. I might not make it to the month. So it's like, whatever you want to do in Ramadan, do it right now. Start right now. Yeah, and ask Allah to make it easy for you and to help all of us make it. Like, that's really my biggest dua for whoever wants to make it to Ramadan, for you to see it and to experience it, and for it to be a moment of transformation for you, a moment for you to get closer to Allah. And yeah, for him to, if you're struggling with some stuff, like, for him to make it easy for you, that your heart is purely cleansed, and above all, that we're forgiven for all our sins and our mistakes, and that our slates are clean like a baby. Yeah, that's really it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Yeah, and I really pray that whoever is watching this makes it to Ramadan, and that you have a great, amazing Ramadan, full of everything that you ever desired and even more. And yeah, connection, a deep connection to Allah. That's really what we all want. All right, thank you so much for giving me your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a beautiful Ramadan and a beautiful Eid Yeah, Eid too, man. I'm excited for everything, honestly. All right. I will see you in my next video. Deuces.